Hi guys, Bolt here once again. We got a 4 versus 4 in-house. So on the Discord, we just came together and, well, decided to play against each other. So we got yours truly together with Plum, Mr. Scroat, and Arma 4 on NATO team. So we got 2 5th Panzer Division, a Berlin Command, and 5th Blindé versus 7th Panzer, 39, 39, and 114. Or 119, not 114. So it's going to be an interesting one. We kind of went just, we just put the map on random and we just let it rip. And yeah, just kind of keep it all a surprise. I'm going to keep it on my point of view. Occasionally I will put it on neutral, like if I'm talking about what units the enemy has, so we'll just put it on neutral so that we can kind of discuss both POVs or both strategies and unit composition and kind of just go from there. One thing you can notice is we're up against G.Moreau and it is only Resvetkas. These are recon units, 4-man teams, RPK and RPG-22 in a KPV or KPVT carrying UAZ. It works really well. It works really well to diminish all of your, all of your other units that you put on the front line. Because those guys have, the recon forward deployment. They're going to be just an absolute pain in the butt to take out, and before all of those are destroyed, you have more points to call in actual units. But we're gonna see how that goes. On the left we have Mr. Scroat, we have Arma 4 over there, yours truly here, and we have Plum going on our far right side. And yeah, he's playing as 5th Blindé, which is definitely not the best place for 5th Blindé to go. That would be more of a, a better position here. But I'm kind of happy that we got the fight against Pies here, or G.Moreau. So Zeke calls out an MI-24, immediately starts harassing my Fernspeyer. I basically have a skeleton crew going here, so we have some Panzergrenadiers, in Marder 1A3s and a Roland 2. We have 2 of those. On the left side here, my poor Fernspeyer is meeting all of the KPVTs, and that is really, really painful. That destroys that Fernspeyer really quick. Now over here we have our Fuchs Milan and Pioneer teams up against a Resvetka and a KPV. The UAZ with the heavy machine gun. Luckily though, we have a Marder here that can give some suppressive fire. And that is one good way to take these out as fast as possible. But yeah, those machine guns do a ton of damage. Now over here we have a Panzergrenadier. We're just holding. We're not really being too aggressive with them. But this is really the main weakness of this battle group. It's the 5-man infantry squads. It's kind of a limiting factor, I should say. Not a huge weakness, but definitely a limit to what you can do. So we do call in a cluster bomber. I was sure that there was going to be a larger convoy there than usual. But it completely did not do what I wanted to do, and unfortunately flies over AA and gets himself killed. Now over here we're still trying to clean up these Resvetkas, and I'm gonna go into neutral mode real quick. And you can see that now the Motostrelakis are flooding in. So while I was kind of busy with, the limited amount of infantry I got here, the Resvetka are still doing their job of just harassing the front line. Good strat for sure. And yeah, now the Motostrelakis come in. So those are, arguably better infantry to have. More manpower, better AT weapons, more suppression, all that kind of good stuff. Now here the Resvetka is trying to move up to my AA position here, so we try to get the Marder to suppress it without getting into RPG range, so that's why we're falling back once again. And we're quite spread out, as you can see. 2 big sectors. G.Moreau is trying to just push up here with his recon units, getting those KPVTs to work. Jaeger is, taking a decent amount of suppression from 2 of these, and not to mention all of the T-55s and T-72s played by Skific, who goes on their name of not Derek's, over here. So we have a lot of HE going on here. Now Arma 4 is definitely singled out. Leopard 2A3 and 1A5. Kind of getting pincer moved, definitely want to move away from that, so that is a good move. And in the meantime, I'm just trying to contain this. So we got a Pioneer squad Pens Grenadier 113. These are 9-man squads. So we're trying to go for more numbers. Just to, you know, keep a toe in this forest. And I do mean that big toe. Now on the right side, Plum isn't doing great, but he's also not doing horrible. He's holding the zone. One tip I could give is move your command into a guarded position. Because that guy is not at all hidden in any way, shape, or form. Yeah, that thing is spotted from like a mile away from this dude. So never put your command just like that out in the open. You know, put it in a bush or behind something that obstructs line of sight. Don't just keep it out in the open for no reason. Now TADU is quite, you know, stressed. Full red bar, which affects its accuracy. As you can see, that was not a direct hit, so it is a good shout to attack that. Now Resvetka's still getting cleaned up by the Lukes, which is our recon unit, and the Martyr 183. Over here we have Pens Grenadiers, Pioneers, Supplies, Lukes Milan, and the Lukes. There we go, we destroy some of those BTRs that are moving in the unholy amount of Motostreliki. These guys have the RPG-7 VR, so that is going to mess up anything with armor. Like, without any problems. So we're trying to hold a line down here. Basically as long as possible until our other Pens Grenadiers move in. We do move the Martyr up, but obviously that is not going to be a good idea. That gets insta-doinked. It gets missed once by the Motostreliki, so we do get some more shots off here. And we actually kill a couple of the Motostrelikis. And now we have some reinforcements. So Pens Grenadiers moving in. MG3 doing a good amount of suppression there. We have this Pens Grenadier moving in as well to cut off this dirt road, which did exactly what I hoped for it to do. And we have more Pens Grenadiers moving in. We also get the Luke's A1 with the autocannon. We also get a bomber, which does a huge amount of damage. And that actually saved our position for the time being. Now I could have definitely pushed up more aggressively here, knowing how Pies plays. But I really just couldn't spend a lot of points here. So I did call in a couple extra units, but I didn't go too crazy. Now on the left, Martyr is trying to just clean up this area. There's a KPVT and one Resvetka. 2 tanks being called in by Derek's or Skiffic, so I'm kind of starting to become 1v2'd here, and especially since I'm quite spread out. Now on the right side, Zeke is still holding quite nicely. He actually pushed up nicely to the bridge, but there's a new convoy coming in that could be a little bit problematic. Now on the left side, Agent Ape and his opponent here are kind of battling, you know, the battle of rivers. It is nice that it's kind of meandering all over because we have, you know, we are on the other side over here, but no, you know, it's not being used in any way, shape, or form. Instead, these tanks are moving to the right, which is a good call in this case. But this is a really strong position to have. So definitely you wanna keep pushing when you have that. But I do understand why you wouldn't do that. It's kind of not, it's not the best battle group to do any crazy pushes with. Now this is an interesting push by Skiffic here. Lots of T-55s trying to just move across the bridge. Buren command, or the Iltis command, is gonna get doinked here in just a second. Yep, and there she goes, and that is going to be that zone lost for the time being. Now AMX-13s, honestly, not even the worst decision. Because on that bridge, they always show their side armor, so it's actually a really good thing to have some of these lighter tanks at bridgeheads. We're doing a pretty good job there. Now we're gonna go back to my side. I did lose the command over here. We call in an Apache to try to clean up that infantry. Does a pretty good job of it with that 30mm, and the Pens Grenadiers can clean up the rest. There is a fresh convoy of Motostreliki coming in. Apache is still good to go. The manpads are back here, which I did expect. And we have our Alouette here that is doing a good amount of recon. And here we go. Now we're just gonna go crazy here. Unload that volley of rockets. We did get hit by the Igloo ones. I'm just hoping for it to not hit again, which fortunately for us it didn't, just so that we could get all the rockets off. and stop that attack. Now, going back to the T55 spam, it got completely demolished. I'm glad that got demolished, because I don't want to see spam be effective. It's, you know, just my personal preference. We're kind of getting overrun here by Monostreliki ourselves, but we're trying to just get this Apache reloaded or rearmed as soon as possible and move him back up. We did obviously notice the Iglas, but I know how Pius plays, and that is going to be all the AA he has on the front line. But what I'm trying to do now is just clean up some of these support units, so that we can get our Apache to do maximum damage. Now on the right, Zeke is pushing back quite aggressively. UD is just going to be almost impossible to push against. And also, French tanks don't have stabilizers. 10%. Meaning you have no accuracy. So you never really want to keep these guys moving when you want to, you know, hit something. And this is just overall not a good strat. You're going to lose that fight every time. It would need to hit, what, 12 times? Yeah, it would need to hit 12 times to destroy that T8UD. Now 2 Gazelle Hots are being called in. There is AA, Strela there, and another Strela there, an Igla back there. But yeah, it is a good thing to use some alternative units if you notice your tanks can deal with it. Now over here, we see a Monostreliki convoy moving in. We kind of scare him into unloading. He could have definitely gotten at least 2 of the squads back there to unload. But at this point we also call in some Jaeger units, 11-man teams. I definitely need to use these more often. We also call in our Apache. We know it's going to be safe here. Most of the manpads are back there. So I kind of maneuver this guy around to try to get some rockets on these Monostrelikis. And that is doing a really good job. Look at that. All of those are just smacking. Not doing as much damage as I would like it to do, but still. And the Apache is basically out of rockets. 11 more rockets left. But we're keeping it at a nice and safe distance there. Now the Nighthawk, in my hands, some reason, it doesn't work most of the time. Like, that was an example of it doing absolutely nothing. Although it was quite a, you know, it dropped right next to that PKM squad, but didn't really do much. Which was a bit underwhelming. But with direct hits, it does destroy whatever it hits, so that is nice. But sometimes I feel like if I fire position here, the bomb sometimes goes off the map. And I don't get why it's that extreme. But anyways. Now on the right side, we have a fresh Razvetka with the UAZ here. We have a Jaguar there, and we have a couple of Luke's A1s, so that is not really going to be a problem. Over here we're trying to hunt for the command, but the command in this case has an RPG itself, so that Martyr is unfortunately not going to have a great time. Yeah, the KPV is basically just trying to hunt for my AA there, so we're moving the Lukes up to try to stop this dude from finding it for no reason. We're having a lot of trouble trying to destroy that. I was kind of surprised. Like, I'm kind of surprised now that it took that long. But yeah, on the left, absolutely kind of nothing is moving. And this is kind of a big problem with river maps, but also just the way people play the game. If you notice that you can't really push on your side, those units better be going elsewhere. But they're not. They're kind of just chilling there and not being used elsewhere. This, you know, you can just see that this is a really weak front line, while this is completely built up. Good recon though from Arma 4 with the Fernspeyer and the Jaeger Aufklär, really nicely done. I do want to commend that. So we could have probably also RD'd that. So good of, you know, lots of good things to learn. Also moving your artillery, or I should say not moving your artillery, huge mistake. Selling the vehicle your arty comes in, also a big mistake, because then you can't quickly move it around. Now we do get some reinforcements here. We have a Jaeger squad and a Panzergrenadier over here holding this, what is it, industrial area, the trucker stop, the silo, and we're just trying to hold that little patch of forest. Now over here I try to just overwhelm him, but other people are now helping, so we're kind of 1v2ing with Skific joining the fray. Roland unfortunately missing his shot on that Mi-24 and is about to get doinked. Yep, that kind of hurt. We do have another Roland here. And we do get a nice hit on that Mi-24. The downside of Roland's is the 20-second reload time. And I'm gonna be honest here, 2 direct hits on an Mi-24 should destroy. Those are some big old missiles. But the little bit of armor that it has kind of saved it. Very unfortunate. Now on the right side, Plum pushing infantry forward with absolutely no smoke cover to kind of block the line of sight on that TADUD. And that is one way you could use smoke, is by blocking the line of sight of your enemy units, or by smoking where you want your units to hide. So it kind of goes both ways. The Spetsnaz OP. I hope these guys make it. Nope, they're gonna definitely get doinked. There goes another squad. And, okay. He lost 2 squads. Not the best, but not the worst either. So, that was pretty good. Yeah, the TADUDs are rough to deal with. I kind of know what he's trying to do. But it is a little bit, they're a little bit like kind of isolated. If you guys know what I mean. Anyways, going back to my fights. Lots of problems. Now the Motorstrelicky BMP squads are coming in with BMP3s. So this is kind of how my opponent is playing. So cheapest units first to deplete my better units. And then the good units come in to clean up. And I might try to do this more often as well. But yeah, I'm just marking the man pads. We gotta just take those out. I'm trying to get my artillery on that. We have my M109 and also Panzermörser going crazy. In the meantime, Apache is just kind of chilling. Yeah, I also didn't really have the most luck in this game. I wish those would... The first shot, I wish that one did a little bit more damage. We get a really nice hit on that one though, so direct hit, 1 taps the Igla, which I was very happy about. But man, if my mortars hit a little bit better, I would have been very happy. So what we do in that case is just smoke the area. Because now these guys don't have a line of sight, and I can move the Apache in without, without too much risk. So we get some mortars to put down some smoke. We isolate these Motorstrelickys from the man pads. And that means this Apache can move in. We also get a Gepard firing at infantry, doing a decent amount of damage. Actually not the worst. And there you go. Yeah, the smoke is a little bit too far back, so these Iglos actually do have a line of sight. If I move a little bit closer, but we're gonna keep them at a safe distance. And just isolate some of these guys here instead. Wow, the Gepard actually got it, I think. That is nuts. Mi-24 coming in. Gepard together with the Roland 2 engaging the Mi-24. We do have another Roland 2 on the right side, so if he moves a little bit further, he's going to get hit there. And now we get some artillery on the Motorstrelicky as well. All in all, pretty good fight. Su-24 HE flying over our AA. We doink that one. Another one coming in. Gepard's doing a nice amount of damage together with the PVAD, and we destroy that plane as well. But we lost a lot of infantry, just like that. PVAD's being moved over the bridge. I do appreciate the support, but that was a little bit too ambitious from the PVAD. Unless he somehow gets that Motorstrelicky unit. Oh, he made him rout. Okay, big respect. Mega respect. Now on the right side, things aren't looking too hot. Yeah, Plum is also getting 1v2'd, so not Derek. As soon as his side basically is a standstill the entire match, he's gonna, help somewhere else. So I'm not seeing any, literally not a single unit here is moving. And don't be that guy. You can always push, like getting I don't know, Berlin light rifles to move up here like these guys. Just move them across the bridge, or have some recon to try to move. And, you know, have some tanks, fire support, whatever. It's conquest in the end, so you really want to be aggressive. But, you know, the fear of the unknown keeps a lot of people from doing that. But this Apache has been working overtime. I loved how effective that guy was being. So Gebhard going at it. Mi-24 getting absolutely blasted. And we actually managed to take that out. We have some more Jaeger coming in. That might be my new strategy. Just move in Jaeger units. And after that, we get Panzergrenadiers. And after that, we get Panzergrenadiers and Martyrs. So quite a long match for sure. Panzergrenadier doesn't want to unload because of the fire. I fully understand. Gebhard going in, going for the Mi-24. We got a couple of bombs going in on the BMP-3s. Didn't really do as much damage as I would have liked it to do. Would have been better off bombing all that over there. But yeah, for the Apache, it's going to be super risky now with all these man-pads close to their front line. The Harrier GR3 didn't drop the cluster bombs, unfortunately. And my infantry is having a hard time. We get another bombing run, does a ton of damage. We destroy 3 Resvetka teams there. That was very much worth it. Apache going at it. Man-pads don't have a line of sight. They're a little bit too deep into that forest. And we destroyed a BMP-3 with this guy. But that is most of the rockets already spent. MTLB there gets routed, gets destroyed. That's quite nice. And we just immediately move it back to a supply. Now with the Pioneers here, with the Satchel, we're trying to just clean this up still. There's still Resvetkas. There's an insane amount of Resvetkas that you can play with. Yeah, that is the 39's strength. The amount of infantry you can call in. SU-24 coming in, Gebhard with the stabilized gun. Let's see what kind of damage it does. That's gonna get out with 1 HP. That sucks. That would have been nice if we got that. We do keep this going though. We get a Panzergrenadier here to try to hold the bridge. I don't want him to cross it. We also get some more help from Mr. Scroat. Right side is a total loss. Yeah, Plum just got absolutely smacked by Zeke with all of his TADUDs. That didn't really go as planned, but he lost every single unit, so I was kind of surprised here. I think there was some micro issues going on. But yeah, Panzergrenadiers doing pretty good. The only problem with 5th Panzer Division is just the lack of, like, you know, specialized infantry. You have engineers, sure, but other than that, you really don't have much. All of the Martyr infantry, you know, it's a 5-man, 6-man. Just not really gonna hold. You just need meat. You need bodies. The flamethrowers being used, I do respect it. This place is a total mess. They're not on attack move, it seems. I'm not quite sure why. They're moving way too close. Definitely a misclick. Yeah, they have a minimum range, I believe, as well, so now they're just kind of useless. Probably a misclick from Mr. Scroat. I don't know why that is being done. Flamethrowers, guys, attack move them, please. Pioneers, definitely move them close so you can get the satchel charges off. Apache once again going for it. Look at this guy. This guy has been working overtime. You has been just kicking ass. Now we do a pretty good job of emptying out our sector again, destroying the enemy. I was actually, you know, nicely surprised. The main problem is Skifix units that are kind of clumping up on the left. We have a 1A5. We also have Arma 4's 1A5 chilling there. MiG-23 comes in. And unfortunately, that is the end of that Apache, I believe. Nope, never mind. It missed everything. And our AA is now trying to take it out. Let's see if we get a hit with the Roland. Nope, Roland missed. Gephardt is going for it. F4s are going after him. But everything misses. But that was quite unfortunate. Very sad. But with the Gephardt, I'm basically trying to just get the MI2s out of here. Now we have Derek's also helping. So there goes one of them. Basically, you just want to poke out his eyes. Then these helicopters can't really do much. So Apache is almost fully rearmed again. We have another fresh supply truck there. The enemy team is +1. And from the looks of it, it's not really going to improve. It doesn't really look so good for us on the right side. So Apache once again moving in. Let's put it on neutral mode here so you can see what the opponent has. One Igla team. We have destroyed a lot of manpads. But there's only one Igla team. More are being purchased right now. 55% accuracy is actually not that bad. There goes that Monostrelicky back there. That's almost all of our rockets though. Kinda costly. Oh man, the PS5, or is it P5 SE, or is it PSSE, or is it P55E? I don't even know at this point. I think it's a PSSE. Really good units to have. You can also bring them in helicopters, which is something I do, and just, you know, shove it on the front line in the beginning of the game. So there you go, Apache going back. Getting refilled on Hydras. And as soon as he's done, he's basically gonna go back to the front line. Now on the right side, we do a seed run here with the F-16. I'm not quite sure if we got anything with that one. SU-27 being called in, we kind of move it over our AA. We do get a nice hit with the Sidewinder. I wonder if we take it out with this group of AA. Come on, boys. Nope. That gets out again with 2 HP this time. Yeah, right side total loss. One thing I noticed from Plum is the moment he started helping me, he kind of just gave up on the right side. And 5th Blinde has some good units. Like, you really want to just use ATGMs against these T-80s. But also, no smoke whatsoever being used. And with the loss of that command, this sector is now being taken by Zeke. So that T-80 BVK just putting the enemy up to +5 here in a second. That's gonna be really, really painful. Yeah, we're still trying to fight the forest fight here. It's Gamerwork and Skific. Gamerword and Skific fighting it. Arma 4 is helping now. Still no use, no movement on the left except for that Resvetkan. That is what you should do to see what the enemy has. All in all, pretty good try there. Yeah, man, they're +5. This is just painful at this point. We do get another command in the hopes of holding that. There you go, Jaguar 2. Oh, that was our Jaguar. Getting a nice hit, dealing 3 HP damage. Luckily for us, it misses that shot. It's probably going to hit the next one and destroy this Jaguar. Nope, it didn't. Let's see if we get a hit on this. Ooh, nice. Yeah, this is what you want to do. You just want to use ATGMs as 5th Blinde. Don't fight tanks with tanks. Especially if the enemy has better tanks. And then that's the end of a T-80UD. From 2 ATGM vehicles worth 215 points. There goes Estrella. And now we single out the BVK. Let's see if we get a hit on this guy. Nope. But all in all, pretty good. We get a lot of F4Fs going in. We try to just bomb the crap out of the T-80 BVK here. Does a decent amount of damage. The seaplane trying to soak up the missiles. And we get a couple more nice hits with that Jaguars from Arma 4, who's now also helping. And we're just trying to clean this mess up. So there goes that command. That's how you deal with those kind of units. So Apache once again going in. Getting hit by the Igla. I don't know if I just stopped caring or didn't notice that. Nope, we noticed. But we still do get some rockets off. Because I know I can take another hit or two. There you go, it missed. So now we can fall back and just rearm. SG-27 flying over AA. Unfortunately, Roland and the Gepard are completely out of ammunition. Very unfortunate. But on the right side, I also notice another mistake. When you notice one kind of unit is working, don't only buy that unit. Because we have no AA here. This Roland is on 20-second cooldown. So, you know, buy a mixture of units. Get a recon, ATGM, maybe some infantry. You don't want to put all your eggs in one basket. Don't put all your baskets in one egg. Look, nice hit. That was actually really good. And ATGM vehicles are just godsend. It's just matrixing all these. Yeah, that's gonna do it. Yep. SU-22, 24 cluster coming in. Yep, Roland just being a Roland, missing twice with 65% accuracy against 20% ECM. So that is gonna be 12% less accuracy. So 53%. Missing twice, 47 times 47%. What is that, like 20 something? The chance of it missing twice in a row. It was kind of sad. I was very sad at that moment. I cried sad tears after this game. One thing we did well though is, you know, managed to set up a good defense on the left. We didn't take advantage of it. But another thing you can do is when you notice the front line is like that, you know the enemy command is there. And the same thing is true for this one. It's probably sitting over here. I haven't seen the left one. Oh no, it's over here. Okay. Oh yeah, you can kind of guess where the enemy command is. This one I saw earlier, so it's not really fair. But you know, you can use that information to push certain areas. Because enemies or people really build a defense around their command. That's one way you can decide how to do your push. Yeah, right side, man, Roland's just disappointing here. Disappointment all over. 4 missiles fired, 1 hit. We get a Mirage to finish the job. Really good plane or helicopter killer with the dual 30mm. Really, really good. Now the AMX 30B2s, at this range, yeah, they're really good. But against TADUDs and use at max range, they're gonna collapse. And there goes that command tank once again. Being used without any smoke cover. I did buy mortars, I believe, at some point. Nope, I actually have my M109s smoking off this area here. At a moment here, to try to get like a safe haven for the command tank. But Plum unfortunately moved it up before the smoke was there, so that didn't really do exactly what I was hoping for it to do. Yeah, smoke only takes or lasts 20 seconds. That is also kind of painful, and I do not know for the love of me why this command is being moved up. Don't do this, guys. Please don't do this. Now it's just too late. And you did. Very sad. Let's see what the Bow 105s do. Pretty good hits on the TADUD though. F-16C being hit once by something back there. I believe Estrella, and he's taken out. Kind of a bad usage of seed from my part for sure. Now over here, more BMPs, man. Just a horde of Motostrelakis. It's being absolutely crazy. We do get the Apache to try to do some damage. We got all the Martyrs over here to try to do some damage as well. But it's kind of a losing fight. They are +2, about 10 minutes left for victory. There's about 6 minutes left in the game. But we decide to just collectively call it and kind of go to the drawing board and think of strategies. Especially since we saw the blob of T-72s charging forward. we definitely learned a couple things on the right side. And Zeke just did really well with his battle group for sure. Yeah, Plum, we definitely gave Plum some pointers. Once again, only using basically one type of unit. Not really spawning in anything else. That, I would say, is a skill that many people don't have, including me sometimes. Yeah, this is unstoppable for us. But I do have to say, when you're playing in-house matches, it's always a little bit more, you know, competitive, so it's cranked up to 11. But sometimes you're gonna maybe use strategies that don't look fun, and might seem, you know, a little spammy, if that makes sense. So definitely do make some, you know, set some ground rules for to not ruin the experience for people. But this was a really good fight. Well, I can't go to the end score, I guess. But yeah, right side is a tough one, especially if you're fighting against 119 as the 5th Blind Day. So I would have probably ended up the same way. I was really spread out and getting 1v2'd, which was not cool. Left side, absolutely nothing happened most of the game, and that is a big problem. When you notice that, like, shift somewhere else as fast as you can. Because one of those opponents is also gonna do that. Or simply push up, like, try to keep him busy. Moving some recon over with, you know, just anything you have, and already do quite a bit of work. I can't get into neutral mode for no reason. But yeah, that was this game. I really do hope you guys enjoyed this video. It's kind of a nuts fight. There's lots of tanks in general. If you did enjoy this, let me know down in the comments. And I will see you guys back soon. Take care.